child of God. You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies. Till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. For I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. You have called me by my name. I've been born again into your family. Your blood runs through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear. For I am a child of God. You hear me? I'm no longer a slave to fear. For I am a child of God. Oh, 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 you split the sea so I can walk right through it. My fears are joy, perfect love. You rescued me so I can stand and sing. I am a child of God. You split the sea so I can walk right through it. My fears are joy and perfect love. You rescued me so I can stand and sing. I am a child of God. No longer a slave to fear. For I am a child of God. No longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Come on, people of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. Yeah. I am a child of God. Yes, I am. I am a child of God. Lord, I am a child of God. Yeah.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks and praise to the mystic laws of the universe and its protective functions and forces in nature that guide our thoughts and our path in all ways that are lawful, correct, and positive. We do give thanks and praise. Greetings across the earth. Great uprising. Great uprising. Yeah, man. Grand rising. Free people. Yeah, I will always make the presumptions that the people are free, such as I, until it's rebutted, you know. So we choose to stay on the positive side of things. I must say salute to the artist you just hear, Terry Linen. Salute. I think I met Terry Linen in about 1999, I think I met Terrell. Yeah, me sliding on the island, yeah. And at the time, my little brother, Rowan Bandit, did come link me. And then bring Terrell in and introduce me at that time. Them time a youthful stage, and they just bust out there not doing things. And we all know the stories where they mess up along the way and they made off for a while and then them forward in and bring forward them religious track, yeah. So we have to always say one are dead, not dash well, irrespective of what it is. Again, salute. Anyway you're there, warrior. Terry Lennon, cause we know say it not easy out there. Yeah man. And then it all come down to the choices what we choose to make. Yeah man. So hold them out. Hold them same way. Now again, as usual, I'm on pass through, choosing to share the basic information to our common people, our grassroots people, from our perspective. Yeah. And right now we truly are excited when we are, find ourselves have to participate involuntarily within the commercial arena. And because we are the neophyte, we are the student, we don't mind to take our time sharing the information so our people can grasp it, so our people can say, oh, okay, that match up, okay, that logical, okay, we can follow. Hence, we are talking about trying to understand the UCC rules and the true nature of its codes, because this is what them are called law. Yeah, what we call pseudo law, colorful law, color of law, or admiralty, international law of the sea, or statutory law. Again, we are say happy, kind of late in the evening. It's about 9:48 within that region. We say happy is the man that attain at the age of majority. People can do the research to ascertain what is meant when we say age of majority. We continue. I send you out as sheep amid wolves. So be wise as a serpent, yet try to be harmless as a dove. Yeah, man. Yeah, full joy I experience. Why? Because every day I learn something new and it's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Learning never ceases for us. However, our people is at a disadvantage only because of the lack of awareness. Again, I send you out as sheep among wolves. Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. How do we attain the age of majority? We attain the age of majority by way of knowledge, which is the accumulation of information or data. And we are understanding, which is the removal of the contradictions from the information or data. And wisdom, which is the application of accurate comprehension as self-evident truth. So we said knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Babylon teach our people upside down. The teach our people say it's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So now we're going to break it down to say you can't gain wisdom without knowing, without having knowledge. And knowledge is just a body of information, a body of data. When you remove the contradiction from that body of information or data, then you get comprehension. You get what them call understanding. And from that understanding with the application, how you comprehend and express, choose to apply, that's when you demonstrate wiseness, wisdom. Wisdom in wiseness. Now, because we are talking about commerce, we are talking about contract law, and we are talking about what is going on out there for my grassroots people. Most of everybody else know what going on. But for the people them were totally unaware that they are the Indians, just like how them unaware that they are who they call Indians. At the first instant, I'm quite sure they are unaware of this information that we are bringing forward. So just like myself, we are choose to learn, neophyte, beginner, totally clueless to world affairs. So we have to choose to apply ourselves. Now, what's a commercial code? To promote its purpose and policies applicable of supplemental principles of law. I guess the only law what them can talk about are the golden rule, God's law, common law. So this is where you see the Uniform Commercial Code 1-103 express to you that the Uniform Commercial Code A, the Uniform Commercial Code must be liberally construed and applied to promote its underlying purpose and policies, which are 1, to supply, to simplify, clarify, and modernize the law governing commercial transactions. 2, to permit the continued expansion of commercial practices through customs, usage, and agreements of the parties. And 3, to make uniform the law among various jurisdictions. So that is A. And we are talking about UCC 1-103. Let's look at B. B said, unless displaced by a particular provision of the Uniform Commercial Code, the principles of law and equity, including the law merchant and law relative to capacity to contract, no matter contract law, principal and agent, estoppel, fraud, misrepresentation, duress, coercion, mistake, bankruptcy, and other validating or invalidating causes supplement its provision. Now, this is why when you go in a court, Well, I can talk about my personal first-hand knowledge experience. It's best that way. Because I've been to the halfway tree criminal court. I've been to their traffic courts in Kingston area, both traffic court, Melbourne, and that other one up there by camp. And now I'm in Spanish Town, where they don't necessarily have a traffic court per se. But I guess, they will make provisions. Now, when I go into the court, I can, honestly, truthfully testify and say it's not a common law venue. And the court officers, including but not limited to the hearing examiner / judge, never give full disclosure, never express in detail what is really going on. Hence, you have to assume and presume. So this is why we choose to apply ourselves and say, make we at least try to ascertain some information, so we can get some kind of clarification on what is going on. Now we say Erie Railroad versus Tompkins 1938 case. We'll talk about these things, or at least we'll touch on these things, where the Supreme Court ruled that all federal cases will be judged under the negotiable instrument law. Again, negotiable instruments law. Remember, we talk about 1933 when them changed it up. Now this Erie case was in 1938. It said there would be no more decision based on the common law at the federal level. So here we find the blending or merging of law with equity. All courts since 1938 have been merchant law public policy court and not common law public law courts. I hope my people are get it. We're not going to stop document these things. You know what I mean? And when we see YouTube have our platform well restricted to the point where we cannot get over 100 views once or basically a small platform reach 100 views, then when we look at the YouTube analytics, you will see where them just remove 15 views or 20 views, so you leave from 100, you won't get to 101 or 102 views. It start go downward, it start getting 80, 84 views, then you go back down to 70, then it stay right there and start back up. So if anybody look at my platform, them say, oh, it's insignificant because it's only 20 views and 30 views. But people will have interest to pay attention to the information. You understand? Because again, the information is not new, but we don't have nobody here where present it from our perspective. Most people, when them share them kind of information, it's very expensive. Because you have to go sign up and be a part of some private group for, whoever the administrator is to teach you these things. And there's nothing wrong with charging for this kind of information when you have to actually tutor people. But my grassroots common folk were clueless about them side of the fence. Yeah. Them not go ever have access. So when I man present it, at least, it will be there. Yeah, man. Now, this information now what me I put together, because you see it's a number 1, number 2, and it gone down to number 20. I kind of cut out, a lot of things, because this is what me I choose to focus on right now. We said number 3, remedy and recourse. Every system of civilized law must have 2 characteristics: remedy and recourse. Remedy is a way to get out from under the statutory law and you recover your loss. The common law, the law merchant, and even the Uniform Commercial Code all has remedy and recourse. They are found in the first volume at Uniform Commercial Code 1-308 and 1-103. Remedy, the making of a valid reservation of rights, preserves whatever rights the persons then possess and prevents the loss of such rights by application of concept of waiver or estoppel. Now, I'm on always a reserve right, always. Yet, these people ignore these things. So now, as we go along trying to comprehend what this shenanigan is all about, then we're going to find that we have remedy, we have recourse, and as we go along, we get clarity. It has a UCC 1308. It is important to remember when we go into a court that we are in commercial, international jurisdiction. I can rephrase that. We are in international commercial jurisdiction. Number 2, you must make your reservation of rights under the jurisdiction in which you are charged, not under some other jurisdiction. So, in a UCC, Uniform Commercial Code court, you must claim your reservation of rights under or pursuant to their UCC 1-308, where it says without prejudice. I reserve all entitled fundamental rights and freedoms, all of these things. The rule here is you cannot be charged under one jurisdiction and defend under another. UCC 1-308 goes on to say, when a waivable right or claim is involved, the failure to make a reservation thereof causes a loss of that right and bars its assertion at a later date. You must make your claim known early. Further, it says the rights, the sufficiency of the reservation, any expression indicating an intention to reserve rights is sufficient, such as quote unquote reserve without prejudice. So when you write without prejudice, then it's an expression of you reserving, or it's a reservation of your common law rights. UCC 1-308.4 says, whenever you sign any legal paper that deal with the Federal Reserve Notes, FRNs, in any way, shape, or manner, under your signature, write without prejudice, UCC 1-308. So we are talking about remedying a people. this reserves your rights. You can show at 1-308.4 that you have sufficiently reserved your rights. It is very important to understand just what this means. Now, when we say without prejudice, UCC 1-308, in connection with our signature, we are saying, I reserve my right not to be compelled to perform under any contract, commercial agreement, or bankruptcy that I did not enter knowingly, voluntarily, and intentionally. Additionally, I do not and will not accept the liability of the compelled benefits of any unrevealed antecedent contract or commercial agreement or bankruptcy. So when we say without prejudice, pursuant to UCC 1-308, this is what we mean. It doesn't mean that we are not prejudiced against anyone. No such thing. That's for the uninformed ones, the ones who choose not to apply themselves. Now we say, what is compelled performance of an unrevealed commercial agreement? When you use Federal Reserve notes, the money what them are called, cash instead of silver dollar, is it voluntary? No. Why? Number one, there's no lawful money. So you must use Federal Reserve notes. You must accept the benefits the government has given to you, the benefits to discharge your debts and limited liability, and you don't have to pay your debts. However, if you do not reserve your rights under the UCC 1-308, you are compelled to accept the benefit and are therefore obligated to obey every statute, ordinance, and regulation of the government at all levels of government, federal, state, and local. So again, if you don't reserve your rights, basically they must say, boy, because you don't reserve your right, then you waive it, you don't have none. So I guess going forward, when the item enter any kind of situation, the very first thing will come out of your mouth. You invoke them out of office and you reserve all of your rights. Or you reserve your rights. I reserve my rights without prejudice. And I invoke your public oath and acknowledge your bond. And that oath made under penalty of perjury. You know what I mean? Because we are talking about contract. So to initiate a contract, you have to, invoke them out of office. And because most things are always being recorded, whether known or unknown, most things are always being recorded. It's like when I'm in court. Them have recording device, cameras and such, will record everything will happen within the court and sometime outside and around the court area. People might be unaware of these things. And this is why it's important for you to also make a record. Very important for we have a record, because if you don't have a record of anything at all, or you're going to present anything as evidence, or you're going to verify or validate any kind of claim. When a police officer accuse you of a criminal act and cannot present an injured victim, then we know, say, boy, something else is going on. We are deeply involved in what is known as commercial fraud. However, because they're in a statutory capacity, they might move under admiralty. They won't admit these things. So because them a move under admiralty, international law, to see them a deal with commerce. So we have to deal with commerce accordingly. And we have to, arm ourselves with the basic information where we can choose to navigate ourselves through this commercial sea. Let me see if I can go any further, because I don't want to go too long with this thing. We just want to touch upon a few things. Now we have a recourse. The recourse appears in the Uniform Commercial Code at UCC 1-103.6, which says the code is complementary to the common law, which remains in force except where displaced by the code. A statute should be construed in harmony with the common law unless there is a clear legislative intent to abrogate the common law. So when we say Parliament shall make no act and no argument, when we say Parliament shall make no law and no organ of the state, executive or judicial, shall take or make no action to abrogate, infringe, or abridge the fundamental rights and freedoms which are inherent to the man and woman who are the Indians of this West Indian island. This is what it means. So even the very statutes should be construed in harmony with the very common law of the land. So the very admiralty, international law of the sea have to be in harmony with the common law of the land. This is the argument we use in this court. The court recognized the common law. If it did not recognize the common law, the government would have to had to admit that the United States is bankrupt and is completely owned by its creditor. But it is not expedient to admit this, so the code was written so as not to abolish the common law entirely. Therefore, if you have made sufficient, timely, and expedient reservation of your rights at 1-308, you may then insist that the statutes be construed in harmony with the common law. So we just want to share, that part of the information for say, when them I use the Uniform Commercial Code, irrespective of what it is, the common law is still in force, and the Uniform Commercial Code should not conflict with the common law. It should be in harmony, and if there is any conflict, then the common law shall stand. Remember, any law that is contrary or conflicting to the supreme common law of the land is void. These things are clarity. So when we see the court, irrespective of what kind of court is, we have to know, say, boy, like this Supreme Court of Judicator downtown, them only can judge under negotiable instruments law. So when I say criminality and how the money kill a man there, and then for the 100 years, that are one part of it. But if you know the business part of it, that man will do all of that, just, can walk away. Yeah, but the moment you violate the golden rule, then, you break the law. Because you never can kill a man and get away free. It's just in this system where you have, powerful people can unalive people when them choose, and nothing come out of it. Absolutely nothing. Because the system is there to punish the people what them presume to be slaves, and will always exonerate their oppressors. Yeah, man. Always exonerate the oppressors. That's why we have say right here, so down on number 3, we say attorney lawyers have established and secured a virtual monopoly over this area of human knowledge by implying that the uniform commercial code subject matter is just too difficult for the average man and woman to comprehend. And by creating a separate vocabulary out of the English words such as legalese of otherwise common usage. So this is what them do, where the wizardry. Them say we now can grasp what is going on, so them have to do their own thing. But if we can't grasp what is going on when it's written in plain English, plain ordinary English language, then how we ever figure it out when I change it up to legalese? Attorney lawyers learn about procedure. That's why none of them can talk to me. You can play games within a procedural process, legal process. But when it comes on to law, you guys are novice. Not all, most. It is we who must take the responsibility of finding and putting to good use the truth. It is we who must claim, defend, and protect our God-given rights and freedom from those who would take it from us. It is we who must protect ourselves, our families, and our posterity from the inevitable intrusion into our lives by those who live parasitically off the labor, skill, and talent of others. Who are the people who live parasitically off of the labor, skill, and talent of others? The very politician where the low IQ people choose to worship. Unapologetically. We say America is bankrupt. In 1938, all the higher judges, the top attorneys and the top US attorneys were called into a secret meeting, and this is what they were told. America is a bankrupt nation. It is owned completely by its creditors. The creditors own the Congress. They own the executive. They own the judiciary, and they own all the state governments. Take silent judicial notice of this fact, but never reveal it openly. I just did. Your court is operating in an admiralty jurisdiction. Call it anything you want, but do not call it admiralty. I'll call it admiralty if that's what it is. Your court is operating in an admiralty jurisdiction. Call it anything you want, like statutory, but do not call it admiralty. Remember, we have a governor general as head of state, military designation, prisoners of war. Now we say admiralty court. The reason they cannot call it admiralty jurisdiction is that your defense would be quite different in admiralty jurisdiction from your defense under the common law. One, in admiralty, there is no court which has jurisdiction unless there is a valid international contract in dispute. What's the valid international contract? The presumptive, pre-existing, or antecedent contract, which is a presumption which is unenforceable. So when them talk about a valid international contract in dispute, that's what them talk about, the birth certificate them really infer. If you knew it is admiralty jurisdiction and they have admitted on the record that you are in admiralty court, you can demand that the international maritime contract to which you are supposedly a party and which you supposedly has breached be placed into evidence. No court has admiralty maritime jurisdiction unless there is a valid international maritime contract that has been breached. So I think we can wrap it up here now, again, when I want there all day, I'm see the time. Oh, 40 minutes gone in already. Interesting. Again, we're going to always share this kind of information. Yeah, man, we're going to always share this kind of information. Without honorable clarification, we're going to always get in a problem and stay in a problem. And yeah, this information will go over most people's head naturally. But again, as time go by, people with us, naturally grow into the truth. After a while, when the Federal Reserve note disappeared, then ones I forgot, so what's the new thing? Remember, offer and acceptance. Yeah, man, it's all contract out there. So we have to start focus on this uniform commercial code so we can at least put ourselves in a position more favorable to us. Yeah, man, it's a whole bunch of information, people. But true, when me as a man, I study, me like for, make a lot of notes, me like for, record things. So I can retain things. Again, happy is that man that attaineth the age of majority through knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And remember, the Most High sent us out there as sheep, meaning we should be humble amongst wolves, these parasitical vipers, vampires out there. So we must be wise as that serpent. I'm not sure about being harmless as a dove, because if we are go up against these kind of pirates, then, we will try to be harmless, but if for decimation, we're going to have to decimate these people, man. Yeah, we're going to have to really destroy the evil that is in front of us, or the evil that we have to face. Yeah, man, it is imperative that we decimate the evil that is out there. Yeah, man. So again, people, we just give thanks, you know, we call it therapy. Yeah, man, philosophical reasoning while we share with information this way. And again, it is a joy. It is always a complete joy. Yeah, man. And because most people, you know, yeah, because of the distraction, you know, it going to take we a minute for organize yourself, line up yourself, and do the right thing. For me, I don't have a problem, you know, stay focused, keep my eyes on the prize, and know, sir, we have a birthright out there. We have a hereditament out there, and we have an inheritance out there. Here on the island, we have come directly from the British line, unlike the mainlanders that gain so-called independence, and when them get the independence in 1776, this is when them officially enslaved the Indians, calling the Indians all different kind of labels between 1776 until sometime in the 1800 when them said slavery is abolished. However, it was never removed because them just, it has a change that institution of slavery to a more sophisticated form. However, I will say if you have the knowledge, then you cannot be enslaved. This is why I say knowledge with that truth will make you free. Yeah, man. So step by step out the people. At no time we can, you know, toss in the towel and say we give up. We can never and we will never ever give up. Never. Irrespective of what is out there. Irrespective of the deception out there. Because now that we become cognizant that, you know, when we see the entertainers or the movie stars, we can clearly say, you know, illusion, illusion, imagery. This is what the CIA create and invent. The theater, the movie. This is why the people psychologically can't place themselves anywhere here. They must talk about some other location only because of the indoctrination. Before there was any classification as a maroon, they call us Indian. And it's only two class of people are now classified that way. You have India of Asia, and that is the East India of Asia. And then you have the West Indies of America. And the East Indians of Asia is used as an adjective, while the West Indians of America is used as a noun. These are subtleties that will always be missed if you neglect to follow the rules of the English grammar. This is why Babylon, just like what them do with the Hebrew language, them take the English language and add prefix and suffixes to our language, pollute, corrupt, spoil it. But again, our people will say English is a European language and then give everything away. Only because of the lack of insight, the lack of information, the lack of the knowledge. Now, if you go to the University of the West Indies, where George Soros and his kind sponsored, then whatever curriculum you get out there can never be benefiting to you. It will only be benefiting to the commercial corporate world, because their curriculum is a slave curriculum. But them truth are kind of harsh. However, it is the truth. Look around you. If it was liberal education, then the people would think liberally. Yeah, man, the people would all think more freely, man, more autonomously. But the education we will get, yeah, it teaches people to neglect morality. This is why you see society change and switch up, especially on the island where you used to be a beacon of hope where morality is concerned. This is why Rasta and reggae music, it's so potent, it's so powerful, because of the moral standard that was the foundation of these music. The high morality were the ones them used to emphasize. But somebody changed it. But it's no surprise. This is why we say, no entertainer can come in front of man like me and open my mouth to try educate me for nothing at all. When an entertainer come in front of me, you better sing or dance. Entertain me. Don't open your mouth and speak about absolutely nothing. Only because it's me. You can't talk for your next man. And I know when I entertain and pick up the genre and so them want to become musician, not all. Most only go there for the fame and fortune. This is why them sell them souls so easily. And I can't wait for the floodgate open on most of our people and all of these fancy tapes that is out there start circulate. So we say, oh, most of our island entertainers carry and conduct themselves among these so-called Hollywood megastars. Most of our people going to be surprised. A lot of these hardcore ones, you're going to see them a parade in a thong with them long dreads. A lot of you people going to be surprised. I remember when them talk about that tape with all kind of entertainer and gay activity. And then all of a sudden it disappeared, died down, and people are celebrate these people like nothing. It's become normalized. Yet them will pick out certain kind of people what them not like to ostracize. I was surprised to know there so much twisted people out there in the society. It's kind of surprised me. We always know say it's there, but when me I look at it, when I see the amount of politicians and the amount of media house, where them, CEO and them bossy media anchors, all twisted people. I know say them body no, but that's I say. No wonder the place changed. No wonder you see the people that were born as a man no want to be man no more. And the one them were born as a woman, all when them not supposed to be twisted, them just choose the twisted lifestyle. It is interesting. Yeah, man, but it's not surprising because we read Bible where them say 3, 4, 5, 10,000 years ago. And they have a place for them called Sodom and Gomorrah. So it's nothing new out there. I just time now for choose up. We choose good over evil. We choose what is right, correct, and accurate. Yeah, man. And we totally comprehend the opposite of all of that. So we do give thanks out here. We're not gonna stop give thanks out here for the basic clarity, for the basic opportunity for you learn. There's no substitute for it. So we do give thanks. Again, pass through later and share some more information about contract law, about, the international admiralty law of the sea, about our position as principal, as secure party creditor naturally, without have to hook up with the fancy private areas. These are the discussion where we are going to choose to have amongst or amid all these other distractions. Yeah, man. And again, fire burn YouTube. Yeah, when you mess around. However, we care zero. We just push with information and push forward. Yeah, man. Whatever money you can make, you make it. We don't have a problem with it. But what we want to do is make sure, say, we get clarity, we can learn a little thing here and there, and we can prepare ourselves to move forward. Without the correct information, it don't make no sense. And this is why, we go humble. I am a child of God. You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies till all my fears are gone. No longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. For I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. You have called me by my name. I've been born again into your family. Your blood runs through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. For I am a child of God. You could see I can my tears will join perfect love. Now I can stand and say I am a child of God. My fears are drowned in perfect love. You rescued me so I can stand and say, I am a child of God. Out there, yo. I am a child. Hold on, yo. Not easy out the warrior. I am a child of God. Yes, I am. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. I am a child of God. Give thanks, like that you there, you know? Like all of the variations, what I'm saying. Like that you them on. One of the things when I discover is that, remember in 2019 when some like a platform out there and we are chant. And when me I say, this the system I do and that the system I do and this are the changes we need for make and say information here. I remember some of these platforms I say, boy, you know, I'm embarrass the government of Jamaica. And now may I hear the very same platform them now, you know, are now becoming some of the biggest advocate for truth. Yeah, man. So we have to give thanks when we say, you know, the people them in general ask questions and I say, yo, what go on? We need to hold these people accountable. However, are anybody being held accountable? No. Has anybody have ever been held accountable? No. When it ever change? This is why we have to apply ourselves for ourselves. This is why I want to go when you gain knowledge, you know what I mean? And remove the contradiction from the knowledge and gain some understanding. And then choose to apply yourself accordingly, you know, expressing yourself in an effort to attain what we call freedom, free dominion, free domain. And again, we're now going to left out the birth certificate, which is the primary instrument that all corporate entities can interface with. Never the free man or woman. Never the free man or woman. Always the piece of paper. Yeah, man. So again, my people, step by step out there. The brave may fall, but never yield, and we say bold and brave, we say firm and strong. Salute, free people. Salute.